sometimes in life, if you want to get to the truth, you have to look at the numbers. Unfortunately, 50% of all dogs over 10 years old will die of cancer, and the other 40 to 50% suffer miserably from skin issues or joint problems. And this is widely attributed to your dog's diet. These numbers are what inspired Dr. Dennis Black to create Ruff Greens. With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every month, Ruff Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They've helped millions of pups, like mine, stay active and be healthy. And your pup could be next. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. You just cover shipping. Go to ruffgreens.com. Just use promo code DISCO. That's RUFFGREENS.com. Promo code DISCO. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Ruff Greens. All right. So, let's get to the AEW review. Did you watch AEW last night?
Yeah.
Disco, if you worked for AEW, would you be happy when you heard, hey, we're booked in Philly for a week and a half. We're all staying in Philly the whole time.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, Wednesday, August 27th.
Like they're doing a residency in Philly?
Yeah, through Thursday the 11th, my bad.
They should do a vignette at the Delco pool hall. They should have a Delco pool hall, a Delco street fight in front of that pool hall.
I can get you guys the Haggerty's if you want to film a bit there.
Hang on, I'm booking my haircut appointment.
I'm going to have to ask Don if he wants to go to dinner to rival the Disco and Don at dinner pictures.
Interesting. All right. Okay, so AEW last night. Joe pulled the numbers. They think they did 597, but they were going head-to-head with the basketball game. And the basketball game was compelling. Now, this was funny last week, right? So the last show they did that went head-to-head with the NBA playoff game, the number wasn't that bad, and we didn't get a chance to do this, Konnan, because you weren't here. Joe, try to pull up those numbers from the previous week's Dynamite, okay? Or maybe even the week before that.
Yeah, what do you?
Where at 9 o'clock they saw a bump. It may have been the week before that, okay? Because I'll contend that it was the night that it was a playoff game, and it was like a 30-point game at halftime. So at 9 o'clock when halftime game, I would contend that a bunch of people changed the channel and went to go watch because nobody remember that game. There was against them. Who was it against, Konnan?
I don't remember.
It was either one of the Indiana game. It was Oklahoma versus Denver. They blew them out in Game 7. So it was. So all right. So Dynamite does last night 597, but they're head to head with the NBA Finals. So I'm not going to judge the show. But did you watch all 4 hours?
No.
I watched. Okay, so here's the thing. I used to just record it on Hulu. Okay, but now that I have Max, I'll go back like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later, just fast forward through Max and watch it. But for some reason, they got both of these shows. So on Max, the Dynamite show was up, right? But on Max, they take forever to put the Collision portion of it up. So like you had to add so I couldn't watch it's 2 o'clock. I was like, we weren't even up yet. So I couldn't watch a Collision portion. I just watched the first half, but I watched the highlights of the opening spot, the ending spot of what they did with Kenny in the opening spot of Collision. So here we go. Why am I missing here? Hang on, guys. Oh, these are pay-per-view reports, not TV reviews.
Let me see if this is what you wanted. This is last week's quarters.
Let me look at them.
And you can see the jump.
Pull them up.
Yep. Just before 8:45 to 9, they gain 120,000.
Oh, that might have been last week. Okay, so let me look. The NBA games last week. So was it on the Wednesday? It might have been. Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday. Yeah, hang on. There was something on it. It still might have been the week before though, Joe.
Okay.
Look at the week before.
June 4th, the Heat beat the Nuggets 111-108. Oh wait, no,
June 4th.
No, that was last year. I googled it, but last year's came up. I'm like,
right. Bump.
Wow.
Here, I got it right here.
And
there was nothing on June 4th. Okay, it was a week before. So Wednesday the 28th, when the Thunder beat the T-Wolves by 30. Okay. So I would profess that when that 9 o'clock hit on that's when they got the bump. All right, because we didn't get a chance to talk about that. You know why? Because we didn't have a chance to talk about it because the ratings weren't up yet, and then the next week you didn't do the reviews with us. So it was the Wednesday, May 28th show. But I want to reiterate that 9 o'clock bump came from the halftime of the Thunderwolves and T-Wolves. So whatever. Okay, who cares? So
You had the quarters for yesterday?
Are the quarters up yet?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd really love to see this. Okay. Keep them up while we're talking to here, right? Yeah. So, just a drop off, I guess.
9 o'clock. The 9 o'clock didn't do anything for them. Wait a minute. You're telling me that the last segment was 269?
But that's
that's
end of
Collision. But bro,
Oh, that's
Collision's
Collision.
always dropped. But that's Collision.
Oh,
And we'll talk. I don't even know what the match. I'm assuming there are a bunch of matches because Collision always have a bunch of matches nobody cares about.
so
Everybody
what?
just keeps falling off.
Wait
You
a
know?
minute. Don Callis' family was in the main event of Collision, Di.
Were they really? Yeah, but nobody's watching a 4. Who on earth is watching 4 hours of TV on a wrestling on a Wednesday night in a row? That's like I don't even know why they're doing this. Yeah, Harry, bro. I bet you Harry isn't even watching it in full.
Yeah,
I bet you probably had to stop and then go back and watch it later. You know.
So their final number was what, Joe?
597
For Dynamite or the whole
Yeah,
thing?
and actually, but bro, the funny thing is, though, they did their best numbers head to head with the basketball.
Right.
So, all right. So next is they open up with Will Ospreay versus Swerve. They show why they're fighting. They had a brief package. Oh, but the show actually opened where Chris Daniels, Hangman's coming to the arena, and he warned him that Moxley wouldn't be alone between now and All In, so he needed to find some friends. So he says, all right. And then he walks away, and then Moxley was lurking in the background, and the Death Riders go follow Hangman. Okay.
Lurker.
So then they do Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. So, bro, they went to a 30-minute draw here and just they hit each other with the kitchen sink a million times. I mean, their fans are going to love a match like this, but this is like, just too much. They're 30 minutes and they're kicking out of, like literally kicking out of like every single move. You could like they must have taken 25 finishers each,
Right.
kicked out of every single one of them, and just I'm like, and you know what they do too? I'm not a fan of this, right? The old WWE's main event style is you hit a guy with a big move and both guys are selling and struggling to get back to their feet and taking a bit.
Right.
Sometimes they hit these moves and just will pick the guy right back up to do another move like the first. It's like, and at the end of the match, it's like that looked pretty cool, but I can't really remember exactly what happened. I know a bunch of stuff happened, but I can't even really find it. Remember, it's like a specific spot. They did some good spots in here, but
Are you looking at the numbers, Konnan, or can I take it down?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So after the belt, so they go 30 minutes after the belt. Swerve got a microphone demanding sudden death. But then Moxley's music hits and the Death Riders head towards the ring. Swerve geared up to throw down with them, but then was jumped by the Young Bucks. They hit him with a BTE trigger. Then Nana tried to pull him to save it. He got super kicked. And the Swerve was in handcuffed to the ropes and literally super kicked like 10 times in the face and wasn't knocked out, but he's still selling. Then Wheeler Yuta delivered a duffel bag to the ring. The Bucks pulled out their shoes with tacks on them. They go to kick Swerve, but then Ospreay, for some inexplicable reason, ran out and jumped in front of the things with the tacks and took the kick to the face. And he was covered with a towel and he was convulsing in pain. And bro, this was actually a very long beat down of the very long heat after right after a 30-minute match. If you want to go back and watch, it's 30 minutes of whatever.
No, I'd rather watch the highlights, but
right. Yeah.
30 minutes is just too much for me, even though I'm sure they had a great match.
Right. They had a very well put video package to explore the feud between Okada. They said later on they'll have a video package to explain Okada and Omega, right? So then Okada was interrupted backstage and she was interviewed by Paquette. Don Callis interrupted and he asked why Takeshi and Fletcher aren't in the match with Omega because they've had a better 6 months in the ring than him. Then Okada grabbed Callis' finger and twisted it, which caused his crew to show up and defend him. Okada called Callis and walked away. All right, what do you think about this? It looked like Callis was healing on Okada because all the other guys showed up and looked like they were bullying him, but he walked away and called him to his face.
Right.
Okay, so which was kind of weird considering what happened later, right? So the Hurt Syndicate, they attacked Commander. Commander's hurt for a shoot, I guess. Okay, but he was going to be replaced in the 6-man with Moscata Dorada. All right. So the Mystico makes his ring entrance for the next match. Bro, okay, I don't know anything about CMLL, but I do remember Meltzer was putting Mystico over as this next level charismatic luchador that's supposed to be like the most over guy ever.
He was like the 2008 Observer Wrestler of the Year or something.
Was he really?
It's like,
this guy came out and got no pop, like at all.
Was
But like, no, he had nothing. There's no pop. Okay, and he's wrestling this Blake Christian guy. He had his boy Lee Johnson out there. Konnan, what do you think about the Blake? Oh, by the way, Konnan, did you see the graphic on this?
So,
No.
Okay, Blake Christian is 9-0 in his last 9 matches in Ring of Honor.
Right.
Wow, look at that. So I got a couple of years. Go ahead. I was a couple of years off. Mystico in 2006 was Wrestler of the Year, biggest box office draw, performer of the year, and the best flying wrestler, all in 2006.
Okay, so they both go up top, and they're both cooperating and helping each other to do the Spanish fly off the top rope. But to their credit, he gave the Spanish fly, and it was a finish.
Right.
I think this first time the Spanish fly has been a finish, but it looks like it should be a finish. So it was a good finish. He hit him with the Spanish fly, and it's a finish. Okay, so after the match, Mystico was confronted by the Hurt Syndicate. MVP said MJF had an official announcement for the Hurt Syndicate. They healed on the crowd, demanded respect. MJF said he was grading Mystico a match for the Patriot, and for one night only, he would dust off the red, white, and blue. And he played Stars and Stripes forever as a giant flag dropped down, and then streamers came out and went all over the ring and all over the floor. And it's just an absolute mess of streamers. Okay. Then MJF got in the ring, and Mystico said a few words, and he said he would see him next week in his house, Arena, Mexico, and then said it in Spanish and insulted his mother. MJF called him sloppy Sin Cara. Then Mystico then threw some punches, but was overwhelmed by the Hurt Syndicate. Then Jet Speed, which is Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, and Mascara Sagrada came out to make the save, and they did some dives on the guys. And dude, this is like the longest segment in the history of professional wrestling, and that broke down into a 6-man.
It was a match, yeah.
With the MJF, Shelton Benjamin, and Lashley against these guys. What are they called here? Jet Speed. And Mascara Dorada. The funniest part of this match is when, after everything kind of cleared out, and the two guys squared off against Lashley and Benjamin, the Jet Speed guys, and they just no-sold them and threw them all over the place. It was hysterical. Which is exactly what they need to be doing with guys like this. Just completely dismissive of them, and then MJF beat the guy with the hammer like DDT. But this was actually a very long segment of TV that should have been broken up. But I liked the way that the Hurt Syndicate looked here, because they looked super strong and looked like these guys don't belong in the ring with them, which is how they should look every match, right now. What do you think about that, Konnan? BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played, with the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino, all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here.
That's exactly how they need to be booked.
I think with Mystico, that sloppy Sin Cara remark, a lot of fans will get that. When he had so much hype from those Observer Awards, and then he finally came to WWE, and it was like, oh, this is going to be a whole new style, and this is going to be and he never really clicked with WWE as Sin Cara.
Well, bro, here's the thing. Konnan, you'll agree with this, right? Like you, Mil Mascaras, like these guys, bro, you guys looked like stars because Mil Mascaras had a good build, a nice tan, and you could tell the guy even without the mask on was probably very handsome, right? Mascaras, the Mystico guy doesn't look like he works out that much. He doesn't tan. He just looks like a guy. I don't absolutely do not get the hype with that guy.
I'm talking about 15, 16, 17 years ago in WWE when he was fit and tan, and he did.
Wait, this guy wrestled 15, 16, 17 years ago?
Well, yeah, he was the best wrestler of the year in 2006. It's 20 years almost.
How old is this guy?
He's a little bit older. He's been around.
No wonder. I thought this guy was like some guy like Mystico was in his late 20s or something.
No, he started young though.
Oh, so no wonder he looked like that, because it's like an older guy. He does. That's what I'm saying. The guy,
he's 42.
The guy's body looks like an older guy in a mask.
Yeah, he's 42.
That's what he looks like, I guess. So that made sense then, I guess.
Yeah, but he doesn't need the tan. He has bronze skin. But when he was younger, the years that Joe mentioned, he was on fire. Like he was the biggest name in Mexican wrestling.
Right.
Now he's just kind of living off his name because he's their number one star. A lot of people grew up with him, so they still keep him strong.
When you worked with him again after WWE, what was that experience like? Because I know him and Alberto had to work together again, and Alberto didn't like him and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Did he have Mystico had heat with some of the other guys?
Him and Alberto for sure.
Specifically Alberto, because he had.
Oh, didn't have the gun incident, right?
Right. He had pulled the gun on him, and then Alberto went off on Twitter
Right.
like really,
God.
and so we had to keep them separated, and both sides were strapped.
There was
Really?
an incident, DI, in WWE where Alberto and Sin Cara Mystico were having a match live on Raw. And at some point, Mystico like jammed his hand, and I think he dislocated his finger or broke it. And he waved the match off and had the referee call the match. And Alberto just started shooting on him.
Right. Well, let me tell you what happened here. So after what do you call it? After the match, the Hurt Syndicate kept beating up the guys, and Lashley and Benjamin destroyed Jet Speed. Then MJF removed the mask of Mascara Sagrada. But the Mystico returned and took down MJF with a Mystica and escaped before Lashley and Benjamin get a hold of him. So there's, they're just continuing for that match next week in Arena Mexico. Hangman's Page's music hit. They think he's going to be up next.
Quick, that's interesting because it's the guy's home arena. He's a huge star there, but MJF is one of the top AEW stars. So how do you book that thing? You don't want your guy to lose, right? And Mystico probably won't lose. So we're going to
I don't know. I couldn't care less. I mean, you're going to Mexico City.
I'm talking to Konnan.
Oh. No, but I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know, you're going to one or the other, so it's like, what,
I'm saying.
But it is weird because that's Mystico's house. He is their main star.
Mm-hmm.
And then MJF is the main star from AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to talk.
I'm going to assume Mystico wins.
Yeah. So they're going to have a segment with Hangman Page talking. His music hit, and said Claudio and Wheeler dragged him out, and he had duct tape in his hands zip tied together in the back, a duct tape on his mouth. Moxley made his way to the ring with Marina, and Moxley said he was terribly sorry about all this. He said he wanted to have a real conversation, but he knows how distracted he can get, worried about everyone else, and told him he needed to focus because all in was do or die for him. Moxley called Hangman complicated, doesn't understand him, and doesn't like him. He said Hangman has been searching high and low for something. And Moxley said he doesn't know what it is, but he's got 4 weeks to get it done or he can out. And then Page headbutted Moxley. You know what? Page gets it. In these situations where like it's a pull apart of everything, he brings the heat. You know what I'm saying? Because he did a good headbutt here. It looked like he was fighting trying to fight these guys. And even though he's all taped up and everything. So they put a chair around his head, like they're going to stomp his head and crush his skull. But our boys, the Ops, that's Conan's new favorite name, the Ops. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata showed up, and the Death Riders ran away. And then Hangman got on the mic and said they better not be the best they got because he'd ride through death to take the world championship from Moxley. Told me if he finds even one of them tonight, he would have their heads. What do you think of this?
Did not see it.
Interesting about
it. It was actually heat that never materialized because they were getting the heat on the guy, but the heels got ran off by the baby faces. So
it's interesting about Page though, because remember there was that really slow build to building him up as a championship guy in the beginning of AEW. Remember he had the drink in and he wasn't with the Elite anymore and all this, and then he came out of it and won the belt. But the title reign kind of ended with a fart when he lost to Punk, and he never really recovered. Right, him and Punk had that exchange in the ring and all that. And now, okay, so they reset him and they're trying it again. See if Adam will work as the world champion again.
Right. Okay. So next was Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford against Ty Mello and Anna Jay. Ty Mello came back last week. And the funny spot on this was, all right, at the end, Joe, try to find the end of this, okay? Because they were doing some spot where Ty Mello hit a gory special and a knee strike in the ring, but Anna Jay had Megan Bayne in a sleeper from behind, and she was climbed on her back, okay? And she had her legs wrapped around Megan Bayne's waist, and Megan Bayne standing, and Anna Jay has her chokehold, and she's got her legs wrapped around her waist, right? Megan Bayne now grabs Anna Jay by the back of the head to snapmare her off of her from the thing, but Anna Jay didn't release her legs off of her hips, so Megan Bayne went to do that, and Megan Bayne went straight down and her head hit the mat. Okay, so they kind of like collapsed in a very clumsy way because like she's still hooked with her legs on her thing. Bro, Megan Bayne got up from selling it and smacked Anna Jay right in the face. And I don't know if a lot of people saw this. She smacked her in the face out of frustration because of the spot, like immediately, and then started working like hitting on her. Okay, but if you find it, it's absolutely hysterical. She smacked her right in the face. But Anna Jay and Ty Mello went over, which is what you got to do. I wouldn't be beating Megan Bayne even though she didn't take the fall, but I wouldn't even be beating her team right now because she's getting pushed. Watch this. Okay, so watch. So she got her legs wrapped around. She goes to snap mare. She keeps her legs and she drives her hip face. Watch. Boom. Smack right in the face. I mean, as a shoot, she smacked her right in the face. So that's like, so you could tell she was pitching. She was selling her neck. Like, look at her how gets when she takes his bump. Megan Bain. Watch how angry she is.
Look at this. Oh, Anna Jax, you trying to put.
So yeah, she like for a shoot, she got mad. All right. So next they had a video package of Kenny Omega and Okada's feud from New Japan, and it was strictly for all the New Japan nerds, explaining all the matches that they had. It was a rematch in the block 1 of the G1 or block, I don't know, A block. They're talking all this Japanese gibberish. I had no clue what they were talking about. So Okada comes to the ring for the contract signing. Omega comes out. Tony Schiavone said it was an incredible moment to be a part of. He said the winner takes all, and the winner will be the new AEW Unified Champion, and they showed this new belt. So instead of the International Championship and the Continental Champion, Konnan, they've unified the belts into and you know what they called it since they unified them?
No.
The Unified Champion.
So what?
So
I mean,
Okada signed the contract first.
I just want to say this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And the good thing is, even though it was for the hardcore marks, they did a video package. You know,
Yeah, they did. They did.
I liked them.
Yes. Okay, and the two athletes were presented very professionally. They both had nice suits on. It looked like a big event. They had all the belts there. Tony Schiavone. So it looked like two big stars that are going to be fighting each other instead of one guy wearing shorts and a sleeveless T-shirt and sneakers with no socks and But yeah, that's how they should be presented. They look like two big stars. So kudos to them for realizing you need to do more of that. So Omega told Okada they should leave it in the ring for one final time, and he offered Okada a handshake, and he accepted, but they pulled him tight, shared some words, and Don Callis appeared. Told Omega he should be ashamed of himself. As Fletcher and Takeshita should be in the match. And Omega told Callis to cut that if Fletcher and Takeshita wanted a title shot, they would have to get in line like everybody else. Okada told Callis he knew all of his tricks. Callis after he knew about this one. And Okada clubbed him from behind with the belt. Then Callis came out with a police baton. Okada hit him in the belly with the police baton. Then Omega was so after he got then another shot to the back of the neck. They immediately brought out a stretcher. Like just two shots of baton that gets their selling the diverticulitis in his stomach. And they rolled him onto a backboard. And then AEW Dynamite came to an end. So I had to go on YouTube and watch this. Okay, because it ended on Max. And after he placed him on the backboard, Okada landed an elbow drop from the top rope, and then they brought him outside the ring, and he landed another elbow drop, and then showed Omega gushing blood, internally bleeding all over the place. What did you think of this angle?
I thought it was pretty good.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Just for me?
Yeah.
Is that whenever they do stuff like this, it comes across as South Park humor.
Right.
Like because everything else
of the blood thing.
Just it's like, bro, you have like silly stuff and thigh slapping and all this shit, and then out of nowhere you have people bleeding profusely. We know it's fake. Like we see.
Bro, but we also know
like,
blood is fake in a movie. You don't get turned off by it.
I'm aware of that, but nobody. You could do blood work back when people thought there was a suspension of disbelief, and some of the people thought it might be real because it hits them emotionally.
We're not in that era anymore.
I know, which is why I don't understand why they do stuff like this. It's like not necessary, But that was it for. What do you call it? See, but this is what I don't understand. Like so Callis and Okada are together now, even though they were like at odds earlier in the show.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if he changed. I don't know if he's in the family now or what happened.
I have no clue.
He paid him off. Yeah.
Right.
I will give Kenny.
At least
credit.
Kenny's selling. Just kudos for selling.
Well, not just his selling. Look at how he's dressed.
Right. for a change.
Right.
It's like, bro, it doesn't hurt to dress like that every week.
Right.
Like, dude, like you look way better. It's
you
don't
have to wear a suit. Right. Just wear a nice shirt, pants.
Nice clothes. Not your gym clothes.
Right.
I didn't like the structure of the show because it had 4 hours. So some of the segments were like 25 minutes long and so could have chopped everything up. But I liked the what do you call it? What did I like? Oh, I liked when the Hurt Business was throwing these guys all over the place.
Yeah,
that's really the only thing I liked in the show because it wasn't like any big promos or anything. All right. So are you ready for my top 5 of the week?
Yes.
Okay. So number 5 was the Liv Morgan Nikki promo. Okay.
Right.
Number 4 was the Hurt Syndicate throwing those guys all over the place.
Right.
Okay. Number 3 was the Gunther Uso match. In fact, I like Gunther winning the belt to get this. Number 2 was the Bloodline face-off with Paul Heyman's crew.
Right.
And number 1 was the Truth promo on Raw.
All right.
My favorite part of the best. It was the best thing on TV all week.
Right.
What do you? I think those top 2 things were the 2 best things on TV all week: the Bloodline face-off with the Heyman's crew, and the Truth promo. Did you see anything better than those 2?
I think mine is okay. I'll go from bottom to top. The Fatu Lear.
Right.
Yeah.
That was great. The Pentagon Mysterio Bronson, that match. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, the Money in the Bank.
Right.
The Liv Morgan Nikki is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Cena Punk Seth.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is Rod Killings.
Ron Killings. He is the truth. The truth to set him free.
Right.
You know, nothing from Worlds Collide on either of those lists.
Yeah, I thought you were going to see this. Number 5 is the Mr. Guana match.
Yeah,
Number
Mr.
4 is the
Iguana.
Vikingo Gable match.
Yep,
Number 3 was the
I didn't
4-way
include,
match.
I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to give you the 5 worst things of the week?
Right.
Here we go.
Okay. Actually, let me give you the 5 best things of the week. Okay.
Didn't you just
The number
do that?
2 thing of the week. The number 2 thing of the week was Konnan's commentary at
Right.
Worlds Collide.
Right.
Everything else was tied for first.
Oh,
Wow.
that's rude.
So let me give you real quick just this thing. So this week, as you can imagine, the playoffs were in the it was the NBA playoffs, number 1, number 2, another NBA playoff, number 3, NHL Stanley Cup final,
Mm-hmm.
number 4, baseball Sunday night baseball,
Mm-hmm.
number 5, America's Got Talent,
Mm-hmm.
number 11, SmackDown, number 43, Dynamite.
Right.
And just let me give you this little list real quick. Most followers on Instagram and Twitter. The Rock, dude, on Instagram he has 393 followers.
3 million. Yeah.
John Cena, Triple H, Logan Paul is number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is Randy Orton. 6 is Roman Reigns.
Right.
7th, and this is a surprise to me, Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
8th, Seth Rollins. 9, Bryan Danielson, and 10, Chris Jericho. So just wanted to give you that little info.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.